he was like, you lost everything. In my head, I was like, I did? And he was like, but you made it all back. And I go, I did?
Where is this coming from?
I have no idea. He said it, and I just was like,
Welcome to Rogan Recap Show, where we squeeze it 2.5 hours into about 15 minutes so you catch the big ideas, the wild moments, and the takeaways in one quick hit. This week, Joe Rogan welcomes his longtime friend and fellow comedian, the one and only Bert Kreischer. Known for his outrageous stories and infectious laugh, Bert brings his signature energy to a wide-ranging conversation. You know Bert as the Machine, a comedian who lays it all bare. But what happens when the media invents a narrative for him and he just goes along with it? This episode is a hilarious and surprisingly insightful look into how easily public perception can be shaped, even for a seasoned comic, and how both Joe and Bert navigate a world obsessed with manufactured drama. First up, let's talk about the elephant in the room, media manipulation. Joe and Bert dissect how mainstream outlets often prioritize narrative over truth, from historical events to current health advice. They point out how corporate interests and advertising dollars can dictate what information gets presented and how.
You saw what they did with the photo of that kid who got shot, that Preddy guy who got shot in Minneapolis? MSNBC doctored his photo and made him better looking, fixed his teeth, squared his jaw, gave him a tan. You haven't seen it?
No.
What?
Please pull that up.
We showed it yesterday, but we'll show it again today, the before and after. It's in the text that I sent you. It's fucking crazy. Look at the difference.
What?
Yeah. It's him on the left. He looks like Ari's brother. On the right, he looks like some fucking handsome CrossFitter. Like, look at the difference. Look at the teeth. Look at the nose. They shrunk his nose. They widened his jaw. They shrunk his chin. It's crazy. They decided he was too ugly to be sympathetic towards.
So then, man, this kind of bums me out. That I always kind of had hopes up that if I turned on the news, I'd hear some objective rant or some objectiveness of anything, but there's none.
Yeah, you got to go independent. You got to go to Glenn Greenwald and Michael Schellenberger and people like that, Matt Taibbi. You got to go to independent journalists. Those are the only ones that are going to give you the real deal. People that are connected to giant corporations, that their jobs distribute the news, they're not going to give you. They're going to give you a narrative that's approved. Who was Deep Throat? Because Deep Throat was exposed. They did eventually expose Deep Throat, and it's even more shocking when you find out who Deep Throat was.
I saw the movie.
That's a different movie.
Oh,
that's about
one.
Sucking cock.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Well, the name Deep Throat was because in nod to the movie.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. The movie came out first. Deep Throat was W. Mark Felt, the number 2 official at the FBI during Watergate, who secretly provided key information to Washington Post reporter Bob Woodward. So the FBI was involved in the break-in. The number 2 official at the FBI was the guy who was providing information under the name Deep Throat.
It's a stark reminder that even seemingly objective news can be heavily filtered. Next, the guys explore the concept of the viral moment in a comedian's career. Bert explains how a single, often controversial, event can catapult a comic to superstardom. From Bill Burr's infamous Philly rant to Shane Gillis's SNL firing, these moments, though challenging, often serve as unexpected launch pads.
But for me, it was the Machine story going viral. For Bill Burr, it's the Philly rant. With Bill, that Philly rant just put him in the next level. Jim Jeffries, he gets punched in the head at the Comedy Cellar or Comedy Store in London. His manager happens to be a guy that knows the internet, Brett Vincent, posted on MySpace, goes viral. Every comic that pops always has that. Tom, as I was telling this to Tom, he goes, yeah, it was me, Netflix. He was like, Tom got on Netflix. I mean, I didn't even realize this. Tom said it to me. He got on Netflix when there were 2 comics on Netflix, Bill Burr and Tom Segura. Bill puts his special out there like, did you like Bill Burr? You might like Tom Segura. And Tom's like, if Comedy Central had bought my hour, I would have been fucked. But instead, I sold it to this small streamer, Netflix, and the only other one they had was Bill Burr. And so, as comics, I think sometimes, and you know how much I believe in luck, it's it's easier to hear about someone's luck where you go, oh, that is crazy, that happenstance. I mean, we've said it about you, and I know you probably disagree maybe to a certain extent, but I think the greatest thing that ever happened to you was that getting kicked out of the Comedy Store. that period of time where you had to reevaluate yourself, and you created this, what you have, and I mean, you would speak to it better than I could, but I think as comics, we look at you reinventing yourself and reimagining yourself and making it your own fucking entity and creating this podcast, which has changed all of our lives. That moment, and it must have been tough to lose your agent, get kicked out of the Comedy Store, and have to figure...
It's a fascinating look at the unpredictable nature of fame and how a well-timed controversy can sometimes be the best career move. Now for a deep dive into the truly bizarre. Joe shares an intensely personal and unsettling experience, a hyper-realistic dream encounter with non-human intelligence. This wasn't just any dream, it felt like a genuine interaction, leaving Joe questioning the nature of reality and consciousness.
And it was a dream where I encountered these beings that were not human, and it was insanely realistic. They were very human-like. I think there was 4 of them. They were tall and thin, and they looked they didn't look human. Their heads were too big, their eyes were too big, and I can't remember. I think they had teeth. I don't remember, but I remember they were joking with me, like they scared me, and they're like, just fucking around, like trying to get me comfortable with who they are, and they were communicating with me somehow or another through thoughts, and I was really freaked out because they seemed very, very real. It didn't seem like any other dream that I had, so much so that I woke up at like 3:30 in the morning, and I just lay in bed for an hour trying to go back to sleep, and I couldn't go back to sleep. I was almost like, I'm not sleep, I'm wide awake.
Yeah.
And so I went to the gym, and I just worked out at 4 in the morning. And I worked out for like 2 hours. And after it was over, I got in the sauna, did the whole thing. And then I came to work. I was like, I have to talk about this right away. Because it was so strange. It was one of the only dreams that I've ever had that did not feel at all like a dream. It felt like I was encountering someone or something that was trying to get me comfortable with the idea of encountering them. It wasn't like a dream. I was in the corridor of something that seemed like it was not like it was from here. It was like from somewhere else, but it was almost like it was very oddly lit. Like the walls were lit in a very strange way, but it was almost like it was this corridor, but it had a feeling almost like it was organic. Like it was alive, like it was a living thing. It was very fucking strange.
What if that was, but what if that is something that you did, in fact, an experience that was taken out of your memory, and then it's stuck in your memory and you're dreaming about it?
I don't know. I mean, you could maybe all day long, right? And so my feeling was that I had, and this is, again, it clearly was.
It's a classic Rogan tangent, pushing the boundaries of what we understand about the mind and the universe. But the rabbit hole doesn't stop there. Joe and Bert then tackle the controversial theories surrounding Helen Keller and Stevie Wonder. Forget everything you thought you knew because they present arguments suggesting a long-standing deception.
You know what I've been reading? That Helen Keller was a fraud?
Yeah, okay, hold on. Let's start here, okay? So, okay. I heard Stevie Wonder could see. Okay? And there's footage of him doing seeing guy shit.
Like what?
Pull it up.
Yeah,
there's
all
like
sorts of stuff and some very interesting stories people have told too.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
like there's
Boy,
a video.
that's a great secret. To keep that secret for so long while you're still alive. Helen Keller's dead, and it just leaked out in 2026.
Dude, Helen Keller. Look,
Her doctors were saying that she responded to stimuli, to sound, to visual, and then her writing was apparently all the same grammatical errors and spelling errors that her handler had.
this goes back to Cub Shay Shay, Joe. It's just like he says to me, you lost it all,
everything. Like,
and you
I
built it
did.
back. And I just
lost
Stevie
it.
Wondered him. I'm
Bro,
like, yeah, I can't see, man.
Me and Eddie Bravo were crying laughing because I was on the toilet when he called me, and I'm taking a shit, and he's like, "Did Bert Kreischer lose everything?" I'm like, "What?
That was the
what do
first
you mean?"
thing you said to me
he's
last
like, yeah.
night.
He goes, "He was on Shannon Sharp." I go, "He didn't lose everything," and I go, "I bet Shannon Sharp just said that," and I could see Bert totally just going with it, and we were crying laughing. Eddie and I were crying. We're like, why would you go with that? Why wouldn't you just tell him? Tell you Bert wouldn't. He wouldn't even. But he was, I don't know, Shannon. I just pulled myself back up, and I hit rock bottom. He never hit rock bottom. He was never even in the middle. He was always doing great.
That's what happened to Stevie Wonder.
Oh,
they were
my
just like, hey, man, I
God.
heard you're blind. He's like, what? And then someone's like, just
Come
go.
on. This can't be real.
I swear to God, there's video of
Ray
someone.
Charles is blind. Don't kill all my dreams.
Ray Charles is really blind. But
Okay. I heard
Stevie
Ray
Wonder
Charles got a lot of pussy, too.
Stevie Wonder.
You know why?
Because he didn't care what it looked
Didn't
like.
give a fuck. He just cared what it felt like. Did you smell good? Do you smell good? Can we fuck?
I brought a blind guy on stage once.
This segment challenges us to critically examine the stories we've been told and consider alternative, albeit shocking, interpretations of history. Time for the Rogan Scorecard, our playful meta-review of the episode. First up, the curse-o-meter. With Bert in the house, you know it's going to be spicy. This one was a full Gordon Ramsay, complete with plenty of F-bombs and colorful language. Next, the rabbit hole rating on a scale of 0 to 10. From alien encounters to historical conspiracies, this episode went deep, scoring a solid 9 out of 10. And finally, the guest Coherence score from 0 to 10. Bert's always entertaining, but his stories can sometimes wander. Still, he kept it together for a respectable 7 out of 10. If this recap saved you from hours of searching for these wild moments, and gave you the signal without the noise, then you've just experienced the power of Rogan Recap. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button to help other time-poor Rogan fans find it. Also, be sure to subscribe for more 15-minute breakdowns of every JRE episode. From stand-up legends to heavyweight scientists to full-tilt conspiracy theorists, we break it all down for you. Let us know in the comments, what was your biggest wait what moment from this episode? And you can find a link to the full Joe Rogan Experience episode with Bert Kreischer in the description below. Want more of Bert Kreischer's unique blend of humor and storytelling? You're in luck. His new Netflix series, The Cabin with Bert Kreischer, is currently streaming, offering a hilarious look into his life. And of course, don't miss his stand-up special, The Machine, which inspired the hit movie of the same name. For regular doses of Bert, check out his popular podcasts, Bertcast, and Two Bears One Cave with Tom Segura. Whether you're looking for more laughs, wild anecdotes, or just some good old-fashioned Bert, he's got you covered. This episode with Bert Kreischer was a masterclass in challenging perception, whether it's the media's narrative, historical figures, or even our own dreams. It highlighted the importance of critical thinking and the often unseen forces that shape our understanding of the world. So, what narratives are you accepting without question? And how much of your own story is influenced by external pressures? And speaking of deep dives, did you know that in addition to our regular episode recaps, we also produce Rogan Deep Dives? These roughly 30-minute topic anthologies synthesize high-impact clips from various JRE episodes, providing comprehensive overviews of Joe Rogan's stance on recurring themes like aliens, DMT, or ancient civilizations. If you love exploring those bigger topics, be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive. All links, including the full episode, Bert's projects, and a community poll, are waiting for you in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next recap.